Hey, I got a question for you. And my question is, do you struggle with finding the time to repurpose your existing video content? Whether that video content is long form, maybe it was a live broadcast that you did, or a training you did, or explainer video. Maybe it is something that you're recording to have an idea to flesh out. Do you struggle with finding the time to repurpose that video content? If you do, tonight is for you because I'm going to show and share how I use alphana.ai to repurpose existing video content and work through a couple of ideas to give you just get your mind thinking, get your ideas going, get your creativity flowing about what I can do with the existing videos that I have already, whether they're published or unpublished. And that's part of the beauty is they don't have to be published. No one ever has to see them except you. Um, so I've realized that I could reduce my time investment and the hours for me to come up with ideas, for me to create something new because I have a catalog or an inventory of existing video content, but I want to turn it into something else. And this is the tool that I'm choosing to use more and more and more regularly. I see y'all out there. Thank you all for jumping in this evening. Hello, Frank. Hello, Inanea, two of the moderators here on the channel. Thank you all for being here. There's someone else, they haven't said hello yet, but welcome to Friday Live Tribe. I'm so excited to have you here with me in this topic. I know school started in many states, so people are homework time and dinner time. Uh, this first week. So we're going to press forward anyway. Just as a reminder, last week I walked through how I repurpose audio files. So you can go back and look at that video because I walked through just taking a regular recording of an audio file and repurposing it, which is different than a video, clearly. There are times when it may be useful to record and repurpose without ever having publishable video content. I'll give you some use cases or ideas. One is you have an idea to produce a landing page for a course or a meeting or an event. You just sit down with your even your iPad, your tablet, your phone, whatever camera you have, and you just talk into it. You take that video and then you run it through Alphana to have it create some landing page ideas for you. You know what you want to talk about. You've been able to talk it out. You can make it as long or as short as you want it to be. I would say you want to make it a little bit longer. You probably want at least 10 minutes that you've talked to the camera. And you don't ever have to show anyone that video. You're just recording it to get the idea out for yourself. But then you take that video that you created that no one else is ever going to see and you turn it into a landing page content. Another is you've got a series of videos, a course, and you want to reproduce some short form script ideas from that recording. Not the videos themselves, which a lot of people who talk about repurposing existing video, which is great, is turning long form video like what I'm talking about now into short form video, vertical video. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about now is taking that long form content, that long form video, and turning it into scripts, different scripts that walk through the different types of ways you can express an idea, lessons, uh, marketing frameworks that you can use. That's another idea. So I'm going to jump into Alphana, do a little bit of a screen share, and share that with you to help you see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to share a little bit more of the back end of Alphana as well today. So let's go ahead and do a screen share after I greet a couple of folks who are here in the building with us. So I want to say good evening, good evening, good evening to Frank Jackson, who is also here in the back in the lounge with me, waving at me as usual. Hello. And I want to say hello to Inanea. So glad to see you in the building with us this evening. So let's go ahead and jump over to the browser. And I've already logged into Alphana, and this is Alphana. I've shown it to you before, and I'm going to show a couple of ideas that maybe you did to be a refresher for you. One is that you can set global instructions for the tool. And you do that by going into the settings. And in the settings, you can set instructions that it will always use. Regardless of what you're using it for, these instructions it will always follow for everything that you do. So you create these instructions one time and you set it and they're working for you. So language, tone and style, who the target audience is, my brand voice, brand colors um, in here. Uh, Examples of hooks that I use. Anything else that I want to put in here is a global instruction. This is just you fill it in and it's available and it's working as the model, as the tool runs through and creates various forms of content. It's using those instructions for you. Before I do an example tool, repurposing, what I'm going to do, let me do something here. What I'm trying to do, my Pro Mouse is not on and I'm trying to get it to turn on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me get my Pro Mouse on, y'all. There it is. Okay. All right. So that you can see. One of the things also to know, and I don't believe that I've shared this, so I want to make sure you know, there is a community associated with Alphana. You go scroll down, actually, I'm already logged into it. But in this community, you can you can ask questions that you have. You have access to the leadership at Alphana. There are weekly insider meetings that you can attend. There was one today that, and it talked about this idea of using Alphana for, I'm sorry, it was Wednesday, using Alphana to create short form scripts. There, you can share what you're doing in here, get examples. There are tutorials in here. One of my favorite features is the roadmap. Every company has a roadmap of what it's working on. So in the community, you can see the features of the software that are being worked on. You can see what's been completed. You can see what is in progress, and you can see what's on their backlog, what is to come in the that hasn't been put on the roadmap that's actively being worked on right now. So as you make suggestions, you may see suggestions that you're interested in seeing make their way through their workflow and through their roadmap. So I think that is a tremendous benefit of being a part of the Alphana community. So those two things I wanted to make sure I show you. And yes, just a reminder, if you have a question, put a Q colon in front of it and ask your question and I'll be glad to answer. Now, let's go through and create some content. You start with create new. That's where anything new that you want. And I'm going to go down here to the featured and I'm going to use this short form script toolkit. Turn long videos into 10 short form script styles for TikTok, Instagram, Reels, and so forth. So that's what I want to do. I've got a video and I want to just kind of get some ideas, get some scripts written, draft it, and then I can tweak them. So you start by, once again, you're going to add your video. Instead of, you can add a YouTube clip, basically take the URL from YouTube. I'm not going to take the time, but you would just take the YouTube clip and drop it in right here in this white box. I'm going to reuse something that's already in the library just because it won't take as long. And I'm going to just take this video here. It's a 33-minute video and it's 1920 by 1080. And I'm going to click create because I've already said what I wanted to create. And I'm going to just click create. Then it's using GPT-4o. They have not yet added GPT-5, but they're very aware of it and they stay on top of it. And I'm going to click next. I can do further personalization. This is exactly the same steps for audio and text. So this part stays consistent. If I want to change who the target audience is, just say I want to say creators, just to pick something, and click next. I don't want to edit the transcript. I'm just going to let the transcript go and I'm going to let it generate. Now, while that's generating, I'm going to come back. Here's where the time saving is for me that I realized. I can start that running and it's however many pieces of content that's going to run. I'm not having to sit and watch it. I'm going to get up typically, but now I'm talking with you. I can go do something else. And the process is running. I'm not having to just stay there and watch it. That's where you can use your time wisely. You can get the results without having to sit and watch what's happening because Alphana is just going to work. It simply just works. Hey, Yolanda, so glad to have you in the building with us. I'm still talking about this tool that I really, really like using from an AI standpoint to repurpose existing content. So I've got this video and it has now generated the content. So it created a short script insider hack. So this is a script. I'm going to extend it. And literally, if I like this, and you'll see I didn't tell it to change the spelling of Alphana, so I'll go back and put that in my global instructions so it misspelled it. But this is if I'm looking for what I want to say in a short form video, meaning 30, 60, 90 seconds. That's all I want to cover. Here's my script. It came from an existing video that I already had made. And now I can just get my phone, or in my case, I would use Ecamm, have my script, record it, deliver it. I'm done. No fuss, no muss. Another type is the PADS rapid fix approach. Again, now if I want to change this, I can edit it and say, take this short form script that's 20 to 30 seconds long. Maybe I want it a little bit longer and I'll say 45 to 60 seconds. I can modify this prompt, this pre-engineered prompt, if I want to say, make the hook grab attention in under 5 words. Change 8 words to 5 words. Hit generate and just regenerate that script. And it's generating. So once I have a list of output, I can tweak it. Now, it just regenerated. It cut down that hook statement to five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. I said I wanted 5 words, wasting hours on content creation. I may say, are you wasting hours on content creation when I actually deliver the message? The content is based on what I've already produced, not on public information. So there are lots of ways of before and after, mythbusters, do's and don'ts. This one is a good one. Things to do, things and why. It's all here. If I want to change it and add call to action, and this is the one I want to say, add a call to action um, of 8 words. I can and regenerate it, and it's modifying because I've already seen the results, and I've maybe done something else in the house while this stuff was spinning up for me. So if this is something that you think you can use, it's a great use of it. See here, ready to turn your process. Try Alphana today and see the difference. Now, again, I've got to go back and make sure I tell it to spell its own name correctly. But there are others, FAQ, a quick challenge. So all of these are things that just think about. You've already done the hard work to record what you were thinking. You've maybe recorded 30 minutes, an hour. I'm not repurposing. I'm just giving myself additional content to republish, to create and publish from what I've already done. And it's pretty simple. What they do is we have the public part of the scripts there that we can modify. But behind the scenes, they actually have additional deeper prompting that they have to ensure what Alphana is delivering is clean, crisp, accurate, and it works. It's you don't see it happening, but it's a part of their software tool, their tool set, their stack that they're providing to us. So the front end, but I can also, hey, David Hunt, I can also, if I like that, but I want to say, okay, I've got that, but I want to add in something for YouTube Shorts in here. I can add that card in. I just did it, and it's going to create a short from that content. I wouldn't do this because I would do it differently. But the message is you can stack these instructions and types of content and from existing video that you've already created right in Alphana. So that's one use case is you want to not repurpose a video for video, but you want to create new ideas that you can turn into short form scripts that you can record. Uh, you can also now, if I want to save this, I showed you this, I can save this as my own template. So click on the 3 dots, save as a template, and say, this is my script ideas. So now I never have to come back and recreate that list. The changes that I made to the prompts, they're there. The additional card that I added, it's always there. So now if I want to take a different video, and I'm using from my library just because it's faster. I could upload, by the way, let me go back and show you this. I can upload from other places. So I could connect to a Google Drive. I could connect to Dropbox if I have a Dropbox account. I can connect to OneDrive if I have a OneDrive account, and I can upload from my hard drive. And David, I see your question. I will. No, that was Frank. I see your question. I'm going to start and come back to it. So you don't have to use YouTube URLs. You have other options. This is why I said if you want to record a video that you never publish anywhere, but you want to talk out your idea, saving it on your Google Drive, your OneDrive, your Dropbox, on your local computer, on uh, an external hard drive, those are great places because they're just local to you and you're maintaining access to them. You're not putting it out. I'll give you an unconventional way of thinking about this. Let's say you have to teach a class at your place of employment. I did that today. I taught a class using on productivity using Microsoft OneNote for productivity. I taught a class today and I record that class. Now I want to take that material that I've already done, that I've got a recording for, and turn it into something else. This is an example where I could take that recording off of my hard drive, upload it to Alphana, and turn it into other types of content. But I love this. Once I have a video in here, I can just reuse it. So I can go and pick another video. I don't know, just randomly pick something. And I'm going to create a new type. And this time, I'm going to pick a different type of content. I'm going to say, I want to turn this into, I'm going to go back to my templates. And I just made this my script. I could do a YouTube optimization. Let's do YouTube optimization because I haven't done that in a while. Click next, click next. I don't need to edit the content, the script, and just let it run and we can have a conversation. And it's going to create the YouTube custom optimization that I've set up. And I don't think I was sharing my screen when I did that, but I'll show you the outcome. I'm going to answer a question while we're waiting. And Frank asked a question. How can you prevent from people from copying rights? How can you prevent from people from copyrights your content? I I'm not sure I understand the question, but I'm going to take a stab at what I think the question is and tell me, you can let me know if this is the question. Are you asking how can I prevent someone else from using my material as copyrighted material? If that's the case, um, ultimately you own the copyright to whatever you produce. And it's up to us as individuals to be diligent and know where our content is showing up. We all borrow from other people and inspiration all the time. It has happened since time began. If you think about way back in the days when everybody had encyclopedias in on the shelf, on the bookshelf in the house, that was someone else's work. But yet and still many of us way back then, we would use that content to write a paper, to use research. So it's giving appropriate attribution to the other person. It's no different than anything else we do today. Being as individuals, we're being responsible to give appropriate attribution to other people. And then as creators, being watchful of where our content end up. Ultimately, a thief is a thief is a thief. And that's just the way it goes. And that's the world we live in. And we know that not everyone is scrupulous. Let's just put it that way. So just be mindful, and things you can do is just make sure your work is your work. I don't. That's what I do. And one of the reasons I talk from my own personal experience, another person doesn't have my experience. It's it's my life experience. So they can't say they grew up in Iowa if they didn't grow up in Iowa. I grew up in Iowa. They can't say they went to college in Iowa if they didn't go to college in Iowa and tell a story about how, in one of my videos where I talked about how I got past some of the hurdles I was going through by on a weekend on my college campus. That's my personal, it's personal to me. And just like today, I did teach the class the way I teach it is based on my personal experience. Even here, the way I'm explaining how I use Alphana and working through the screens is unique to me. Another person is not going to have that exact same experience. So that's the way I think about it, and I don't really give it a whole lot more thought. I mean, we have a jurist in the building with us. I'm sure she can give us much more, technical answers, but I'm not that person um, to give those technical answers. So we have a couple of folks in the building with us that I did not greet, and I want to say hello to you all. And hey, everybody, David Hunt, glad to have you in the building. And Yolanda B, Yolanda, Ravens Talk with Yolanda, uh, out here in these digital streets doing great work. And I'm so excited to have you guys here. So let me just go back and show you the the my optimization. Uh, the optimization I have putting in YouTube chapters, writing a YouTube description, giving me SEO and long tail keywords was what I put in that template that I run. So I don't ever have to recreate that. So here is for that video, the chapters, and it that came directly from my video. And with the timestamps, I can just simply copy and paste this, click copy, go throw it in a YouTube description, go back and put it in a YouTube description. It wrote a YouTube description based on that existing. Now, I don't like YouTube descriptions that are this long. And really, one day I'm going to get really ambitious and go in here and edit and reduce change the instructions because it's to me that's just it's too many words. It's way too many words. And when I've used these, I cut them down because I think it's too much and nobody's going to read all of that. But this is something I do love. The keywords, because keywords was it was a challenge for me to wrap my brain around what a keyword was. So having Alphana to be able to give me some examples based on my existing content helped me start to understand these are words that I want to either use in my video content, in my presentation, in my description, in my titles, even sometimes on thumbnails, so that these are search terms that someone would potentially be looking for. And that was one of the ways that Alphana actually helped me really begin to understand this whole concept of keywords. So you can use the output for more than I'm just creating another form of output. You can use it as an education tool to understand maybe a piece of content creation that was a little bit challenging to understand. And thank you, Yolanda, for saying I did a fine job with the legalities. I appreciate that. Any other questions? So just use this as an opportunity. If you want to try it, there's a link in the description of this video that you can try it. And if you decide to buy it, there's a discount code that'll give you a 20% discount. And it's Alphana, ALPHANI. Let me drop that in chat for you as well, if you just want to go look at it. Da, 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 da. Thank you, Frank, for doing it for me. And there are other tools on the page, but Alphana is like the second one down. If you go try it and play with it, take some of your existing content and figure out what you want to do with it, what you want to turn it into. And literally, as I've said before, there are hundreds, literally hundreds of different forms of content baked in, and the company, the CEO and his team, they're constantly making new templates for the community, and they take our requests for things we want to see, and they create templates from them for us. Can you do a lot of this using Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude? Yes, but can you do it as efficiently? That's the difference. It's not that you can't accomplish the results with these other tools. It's the efficiency and the time saving is where it makes a difference, especially if you're getting started with prompting. If you Okay, I see a question here. Let me bring it up. If you paid for the trial but didn't purchase, would the videos you created disappear? I don't believe the videos disappear. And if you're creating videos, like let me go back up like this, what I would do is export it. If I'm not gonna move forward, I would export the content out and put it in a Google Doc, or if it's a video I'm saving, I would just export it out and save it on a hard drive to make sure that I had access to it. That's the way I would do it, and I do that when I try different tools. Whatever I'm producing, I just save it out in another form because 'cause I'm not sure I'm gonna go forward with using it. So I don't wanna have my content stuck in something. That's the way I would handle it in Anea. Okay? Any other questions? Okay. If there are no other questions, I wanna just very quickly remind you that there are lots and lots and lots of templates in this tool. And there are popular templates, there are short scripts, there are blog posts. You can do a search up here where it says search. And if I just want to look for um, Twitter, none, but I think they use X now, x.com. So nope, let's do Facebook because I know they're in here because I found them before. Oh, I need to be on all. So there are posts in here for Facebook. There are posts in. Now I got to move my mouse up. Go up. There are featured templates in here. A podcast content workflow, for example. Social post, music release toolkit. If you're a musician, David, that would be applicable to you. Viral video toolkit, target audience. This is a really good one to help you define your target audience. I haven't worked through that one yet, but that's a really good one. TikTok stuff, AI show notes, lessons learned, newsletter, LinkedIn, LinkedIn and X, quote and sound bites. You want to get some good quotes? I'll tell you how I use this one. I do use this one. So if you all have noticed, I've been putting out some graphics on the YouTube posts, and if you follow me on LinkedIn, there, this is how I'm doing it. I'm going through some of my videos, I'm grabbing sound bites and quotes, and then I'm having it create the images, or I take those quotes and create the images myself, or ask my brother to create them for me, and then I'm taking them and putting them out, and because I'm just reusing what I've already done. I'm not having to rethink, and I'm not having to sit there and watch through the video and hand write down. That's the way I used to do it. Hand write down what I thought was something good. Yes, this is Alphana, David. So that's one that I do use. Instagram content workflow, short form clips. I haven't really played with the clips that much. Revenue content, coaching templates, ebook lead magnet ideas. You can just keep going, and keep going, and keep going. And many of these, it's not just one thing. Like this newsletter one, there's there's multiple there's a newsletter images, content highlights, concept deep dive, step by step. So it'll create one, two, three, four, five, six, seven different forms of a newsletter from that one video that you've already produced, that you've already created. And again, you set it up, let it run, go do something else in the house, go run an errand, come back, do something with family, come back, and it's ready for you to put it wherever you want it to go, to put it on social media, to look at it and think about it. So I love this tool for that very reason because it uses what it uses what I've already produced, what I've already created. It's using my content, and I'm not having to spend hours and hours tweaking prompts to get the results. This is about productivity, and it's about efficiency. And sometimes, especially if you've got a full-time career, whether that's a business, a W-2 job or whatever, and you've got a family and you're a caregiver for someone, so your amount of time to produce your output is a short window. Having a tool like this is where it becomes very, very beneficial. So that's what I wanted to share, just some of the ways and give you some ideas of how to use this very tool to use existing videos that you have, whether they're public or not public. And just keep that in mind. They don't have to be public. You could have been standing in your laundry room with your phone and recording something and throw it in here and turn it into something else because you never have to show that video to anyone else. So, David, you missed it on AppSumo. Just remember there is a 20% discount code that's in the video description of tonight. So if no one else has questions, okay, I see another question here. Let me come back to it. Say if you paid for the trial. Oh, I answered that one already. I had started. Okay, great. I answered you. Glad to know that I didn't leave you wondering there. So that's really what I have this evening. Thank you all for being here. And we're going to wrap up with doing some text because I didn't see a question about Taja. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go find it. David, what's the question about Taja? Because I'm not finding it. Can you put it in chat and let me know what the question is? And I'll be glad to respond to it. Okay, Q colon. Okay, let me talk about Taja. I actually have Taja. And if you want to turn horizontal video into vertical video, Taja is a very viable product. Taja doesn't turn video into other forms, written content. It doesn't generate the ideas. You can't create your own workflows to give you different combinations of information the way you can with Alphana. So Taja its purpose is different than Alphana. It doesn't make one better or worse. They have very different purposes. And for those of us who use audio and video, and next week I'm going to talk about using text because you can also do very similar. You can do the same thing with just text. You have something you've written out, you can use Alphana. And from a video clip perspective, if that is your primary focus, I would say stick with Taja because it's not its primary focus. Alphana's primary focus is not making vertical video clips. Taja's primary focus is making vertical video clips from existing long form video content. So that again, their purpose is different. And when last week when I talked about no, start with your end in mind, know what you want to produce before you start with any of these tools. Know what you want your outcome to be. So that you pick the tool that's going to be useful to you, give you the results that you want, and reduce the amount of time that you have to invest to create it manually. Everything that I've shown, you can do without this tool. The difference is the amount of time it will take you to do it. And when you're talking about, again, you've got a full-time business, a full-time job, a full-time whatever, you have a family, maybe you're a caretaker, whatever your combination of responsibilities are, to generate the output, if you can use a tool that's going to help you get the results faster, simpler, and be reliable, that is what you're investing in. You're investing in essence, not having to spend 3 hours when you can spend 10 minutes and get the same results. So if again, your primary focus is vertical video content from long form, I would say stick with Taja. If you want to do all of these other activities and get all of this other type of results, I would say Alphana is the way to go. If you have another question, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I don't see any other questions. So if there are no other questions, I'm going to say check the description, go try the tool. You're not obligated to go any further than the I think it's a 7-day trial, than the 7-day trial. Before you do that, make a list of what you want to test so that those 7 days are very useful 7 days for you. And then you can take the output and put it wherever you want, whether it's a newsletter, your website, social media, um, email to a friend, however you want to use it, comments and content in a community that you're a member of, all of those places are valid for what you will get out of using something like Alphana or using Alphana specifically. With that, I'm going to say good night to everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited that you were here this evening, and I will see you all back here next week. Have a great weekend.